We're not really cattle producers. We're grass farmers. These native pastures that we visited yesterday where the cattle were at and the pastures up here, that's the crop. Native grass is a wonderful crop. You don't have to plant it, you don't have to fertilize it. You do have to get some God-given rain. And they actually do better with some grazing on the fields, some quick grazing, but then we also need to leave that stand of grass and move to another pasture during the growing season so that it'll rejuvenate. Its leaves, the grass leaves are solar panels. They need to collect that, go through the photosynthesis and collect carbohydrates and put it in a root so it'll be viable for next year. So yeah, you see a lot of leftover grass in my fields, and I could put more cattle on there. But then the varieties of grass, the old buffalo grass, rough fescue, we would kill it off by grazing. And I can't stress this enough. Grass is amazing. We have to do nothing to it, but responsibly graze it. It comes back year after year. It is the only annual natural resource we have. Everything else, you plant it. You got to fertilize it. You got to do something. This we don't do anything to, except we never can overgraze it if we want our stands to be healthy. Some of them are 200 years old. They started growing 200 years ago. They're like trees. They have long life, and we just can't overgraze them. We want to leave plenty for next year, for the next generation. And so that's the sustainability I'm talking about. We want to have a healthy environment. I want my kids, you see, every single one of them is involved in agriculture production. And we're trying to pass that knowledge and that world of grass onto them. And we want them to be able to have a beautiful pastures that can healthily sustain a certain number of animals, and that we're not in it for the quick financial gain, and we don't want to hurt the resource, because that's who we are. We're people of the grass. Our ancestors lived here from the beginning. Our creation story starts 100 miles north of us here on Old Man River in Alberta. And this is where we were created. The grass is who we are. At one time, we raised buffalo here, elk, and those were our herds.